Hey everyone, it's Alissa from Planet Alissa, and I am here with a sales video, but not an Etsy sales video. Today I'm going to bring you an Amazon sales video, and it's not a this week I sold on Amazon because I'm not going to show you everything I sold on Amazon. I did this once before where I made one of these videos, and I just show you 10 items that I sold in the past week, well, last week on Amazon. And the reason for that is twofold. First of all, I sell a lot of things on Amazon, so it's going to be a really long video if I show you every single thing I sold. I also sell a lot of stuff that's like really similar, and I don't know that anyone really would care to see like every single book I sell and, you know, every single version of like a particular toy or whatever. The other reason is because I don't want to show you everything that I'm selling on Amazon. There's some stuff that I sell that are replenishable items that, you know, I don't want to give away one of my scores, and just other stuff that I don't feel comfortable sharing for whatever reason. But I picked out 10 items that I sold this week, which are pretty typical of what I sell week to week, and this week too in general. It has been slow on Amazon for me in, I'd say maybe like the past 3 weeks. Now, one of those weeks I actually didn't get a shipment in, so that's part of the reason for the slowness. Now I'm pretty much back up, caught up to speed as far as sending in shipments, so it's just kind of slower times. There's no real big occasions that people are buying for right now. I guess Mother's Day is coming up, but I don't really sell anything. Or maybe here and there I sell something that someone would buy for their mother, but I don't really sell any Mother's Day specific items, that's for sure. And you know, there's no holidays other than that coming up that you'd be buying a lot of gifts for or things like that. So I do notice there tends to be a spike with different holidays. If I have merchandise, I guess that goes with that holiday or that, you know, thing that's coming up or whatever. But anyway, I'm just kind of rambling here. So I set a goal for myself at the start of the year that I wanted to, my goal for the week was $1,750 in gross sales each week on Amazon. I've actually met that more weeks than I haven't, so that's awesome. And that's an average for the year too, so you know, once fourth quarter rolls around, I'll be doing a lot more than that per week, hopefully. And so I should have no problem meeting that goal. But this week, as far as my sales go, I did fall short of it by over $400. My sales this week, and I'll bring up my shop stats here, were $1,326.28, and this is from the Amazon Seller app that I'm bringing up here, so you can see that. And I think I said this last video too. I'm like, oh, this isn't how things normally are, so maybe I don't know how things normally are. I feel like normally there's more sales at the start of the week, and then the end of the week things kind of taper off, and that's exactly pretty much the opposite of what happened this week. I mean, Sunday was low, but you can see on that chart there, Friday and Saturday were the huge days. Friday was really a huge day. And do I have an explanation for it? Not entirely. I sent a shipment out on Tuesday. It was going to 3 different warehouses. It got to one warehouse on Wednesday, one warehouse on Thursday, and one warehouse on Friday. So that's sort of part of the reason for the spike on Friday. The biggest shipment actually got to the warehouse on Friday. And so the other 2 got there, what did I say, Wednesday and Thursday. One was going to, let me try to think. One was going to Pennsylvania. I live in Pennsylvania, so it's there the next day. One was going to Delaware, which is just, you know, the next state over, so that got there on Thursday. And the other one was going further away. I think it was Tennessee. So that took a couple days to get there. Still not too bad. Yeah, UPS is awesome with shipments, at least here. I don't know how they are by you, but they get things there pretty quickly, which is awesome when you're doing Amazon. Anyway, the California ones take longer. If I have to send to California, that takes like a week to get there. But anyway, so part of the reason for Friday's spike in sales is there was a lot of new stuff getting checked in, and a lot of that stuff did get sold. Yeah, quite a few of the things that sold on Friday were new items that I just sent there. But otherwise, I can't really explain the spike in sales or why things were so slow at the start of the week. I don't know. People just weren't buying. I don't know what they were doing. So what I'm going to do is show you 10 different items that sold this week, how much they sold for, tell you what I can about, you know, where I picked them up and whatnot. The price that you see is just what the item sold for on Amazon, so that is not taking into account fees, what I paid to purchase the item, all that good stuff. What else was I going to say? And none of these are home run sales. I really didn't have home run sales this week. It was just, from like, 10 to maybe $30 at the most were really what I was selling this week. So it's not really terribly exciting items, and that's really how I make my money on Amazon. Here and there I'll get a home run item at a thrift store or even at a retail store. But that's, that's money. I'm making money on that. But most of the money is just coming from these bread and butter sales. That's really where the bulk of my income comes from. And yeah, people, want to know like what to sell on Amazon. Really, you can sell anything. And that's the point of this video. I wouldn't, go out and look for these specific items because none of them are like, exciting items. It's just, sell anything and everything and just be on the lookout for items wherever you go. Last week, I was in the grocery store and, I happened to see some toys that got put on clearance at the grocery store. Why do they even sell toys at the grocery store? I don't know, but there was money to be made on them. So, they're getting shipped out this week. And yeah, just look for deals wherever you go. Try different areas of the store. Try any type of item as long as it's something that you're approved to sell on Amazon, and you can make money. It's really not rocket science. It's pretty easy to do. But anyway, here are 10 items that I sold this week on Amazon via FBA. So the first item that I have for you here is this doll bike seat. And so it's a little seat that straps onto the back of a kid's bike so that their doll, like an American Girl size doll, can ride on the back of their bike. It's something that I picked up new in a thrift store and sent off to Amazon. Obviously, it's not a home run kind of item, but I probably doubled my money on this one. We have another toy. I do pretty well with toys on Amazon. This is a Beanie Ball plush. This is Mike from, I think, Monsters, Inc. And let me see. This sold for $14.99. Now, this is the medium-sized beanie, so not like the traditional little, like, handheld ones. It's a little bit bigger than that. And I think I probably paid $5 for this. It sold for $14.99, so roughly doubled my money on it. This was an item that did have to get bagged up. When you're sending in plush, you got to make sure that you bag the items up for Amazon so they don't get, destroyed and dirty in the warehouse. And this was a swim cap. It's a Speedo brand swim cap. I think Home of the Fast was the actual model or whatever name on this. Is a new item I picked up in a retail store, discount store, and it sold for $11.33. So I'm not making a ton of money on these. I think this is the last of the ones I had. I had maybe maybe like 4 or 5 of them that I was able to pick up. So I made a few bucks a piece on them. Only paid a few bucks a piece on them. So it was a good deal for me. And it's a nice small, easy to ship in item, so it doesn't cost much to ship in. You can shove it in a box with other stuff. So anyway, there's a lot of reasons to sell lower priced items, and those are just a few reasons. Now, surprisingly, this is one of the higher priced items that I sold this week. This is eyeshadow. It's just an eyeshadow pencil. Pixie is the maker on it. Pixie Lid Last Shadow Pencil in bronze, I think was the color. Anyway, this sold for $25. And you just never know. This is something I found at a retail store. They were clearancing it out. I think it was at a Target. This was a while ago. I got a few different varieties of these and sent them in. And this may be one of the last ones I have left there. Anyway, so it sold for $25. I probably paid maybe like $4 or $5 for it. It was more expensive eyeshadow even at Target, so but $25, it wasn't going for that at Target. But ladies, you know what I'm talking about. If you have a color that you like and they stop making it and they discontinue it, you want to go down and hunt it down because it's your color. So that's just how some of these things are that you make money with on Amazon. Beauty is a category that you have to get special approval for now. I'm not an expert in that because I was grandfathered into it, so I never had to get any special approval to sell in beauty. But again, here's another item that's like really small, you know, even smaller than a swim cap as far as, you know, shipping it in. It's really easy. It's not going to take up any extra space at all in your box and cost barely anything at all as far as inbound shipping goes. And this is a children's water bottle that I sold for $15.99. It's a smaller size water bottle, so for kids, has this really adorable print on it with the foxes and the mushrooms. And, you know, I think it's crazy to spend $15.99 on a water bottle, but that's just me. You know, I love looking for bargains and going out there and finding good deals, and some people like the convenience of Amazon. Maybe they're obsessed with foxes and need to have a water bottle with foxes on it. Who knows? Anyway, this is something, I think I picked this up at like a discount store of some sort, and yeah, you know, I probably not quite doubled my money on this one because it was priced high to me even at the discount store, but you know, I made good money. I made a nice profit and it sold quickly. This is something I got just a couple weeks ago. Okay, this is a globe, a chalkboard globe. So it's a, you know, it's a map of the world globe, all done in white on black, and then you can write on it with a chalkboard, write your own little messages and stuff on it. With chalk. I said with a chalkboard, but with chalk, that's what I meant. This is something I actually picked up in an after Christmas sale. I think I got a couple of these, and it has nothing to do with Christmas, obviously, but I guess it was, you know, promoted as a gift item at Christmas time, and it didn't sell, so it got marked way down. I got a good deal on these. It was at a discount store. Sent them in, probably, I want to say maybe like end of January, early February. So they're just selling now, or they just sold now, I guess. I guess I sold another one maybe last week and this one this week. And what did this sell for? This sold for $19.01, which isn't a ton of money, but I didn't pay much for these either. Okay, this is interesting because this is the only item this week that was something that I had to add to the Amazon catalog. There wasn't a listing for this when I went to go list it, so I had to create a listing. This is writing paper. It was a like a pad of writing paper. It had a quote, I think, from Aristotle on it. It does have the fox on it, so foxes are big this week. Although the fox was just, I think, on the top part of the pad. It wasn't even on the paper itself, so it just has this quote from Aristotle. And I have to confess, I hate adding items on Amazon. I hate having to create a listing, and I try to avoid it if I can. I think I got a pretty good deal on this paper. I got several packages of it, but this is the last of it to sell. Sold for $14.99. I think I paid like $1 for it, but I got it at a retail store. So, you know, probably if you tried to buy this at a thrift store, they'd be charging you, you know, $3 or $4 for it, because sometimes, you know, they mark things up when it's new, and stores just want to get rid of stuff and they mark it way down. So, you know, those of you that are afraid of shopping retail because of the, you know, spending more money, sometimes it's cheaper than shopping thrift stores. Anyway, so the picture is actually a picture that I took, and it's not a very good picture. This was something that's kind of tough to take a picture of because it's like the white and trying to get the color right, and without washing it all out, and it's got the plastic on it, so you get a reflection when you're taking a picture. And I could have spent more time taking a better picture, but I didn't, and I don't know, these sold anyway. Sold for $14.99, so I'm happy. And I sold a CD called Celtic Twilight, or Celtic Twilight, however you want to pronounce it. Sold for $21.83. This, I know for a fact, is something I picked up at the Salvation Army. Picked it up a while ago. I want to say maybe back in the fall. And I just got lucky. There were all these new CDs, new sealed CDs that must have gotten donated. I don't know if it was somebody that owned a store that reviewed music. I don't know what it was, because they all tended to have like some kind of Irish theme, whether it was like, you know, traditional music or even like rock music, but they were all from these like different Irish bands and Irish groups, which was great because they were more obscure. They weren't, you know, there wasn't a ton of them on Amazon, so they were going for a decent amount of money. They were $1.99 a piece at the Salvation Army. I want to say I got maybe like 20, 25 CDs, and they've been selling little by little. Some sold, quite a few sold around Christmas time, and still have a few that are, slowly selling. So these are kind of long tail items, which I don't mind because A, they're small, B, I just had one a piece of them, and C, some of them are going for good money, like $21 for, a CD that I paid $2 on. I'm making good money on that, so I'm happy. And here's a book that I picked up. This is the only used item that is in this video. It's a book called the Bradbury Chronicles. It sold for $12.99. It's something that I picked up at a thrift store, so at most I think I paid like $2 or $3 for it. So $12.99, that's a decent return on investment. This is not one that I had very long, so it sold pretty quickly, and yeah, I'm happy with that. And finally this week I sold a kitchen item, home item. This is a knife block. It's made by Bodum, which is a good brand and a popular brand, and a brand that people will actually probably search for. Either they have other items and want to match those items, or they just like the Bodum style or quality of their items. So this is something, I think I'd picked up a few of these. I'm trying to think, maybe like 3 of them. Anyway, this is the last one I had. It sold for $23.76, and I don't remember what I paid for, but I got a good deal for it at a discount store. They had, like I said, I think it was like 3 or 4 of them. Anyway, so more than doubled my money on this one, even though it was a heavier item. It wasn't too large in size. It was just, it did weigh some, but not really a big deal with the inbound shipping, just because, the UPS discount rates that you get through Amazon really, really make it affordable to ship things to Amazon. And so, I mean, you do have to pay attention to weight, but don't worry about too much. It's not as big a deal as if you're selling on eBay or selling on Etsy or someplace where you're shipping out the item yourself. Thank you everyone for watching. I put out these videos once in a while. I can't promise how often I'll do them. I do put out a weekly video showing the different vintage items I sell in my Etsy shop, Planet Alissa, and then I put out other videos on selling online, and get out some haul videos too when I go out thrifting or go to rummage sales. And I'm going to get some haul videos out for you this week because it is going to be a busy rummage sale week for me. So I'll see you guys again soon, and thank you for watching. Happy selling, everyone!